Hi guys, welcome to today's video, which is going to be a general energy reading for the week ahead. We're using the Lightseers deck today, and we're going to do a bit of a past, present and future energies reading. It's for all signs, it's just a general energy reading. So let's start off with the past, see what's happening here. So you got the Six of Swords, the Ace of Cups, and the Moon. So let's put them down for a second. So it's quite mixed energy, really. You know, the Six of Swords generally represents kind of just basically starting again, almost starting a new life. Kind of leaving behind something, but it also is you're being guided. So you may have been in a past situation that either wasn't good for you, or you may just have completely outgrown it, and for whatever reason, you know, it was hard for you to move on from that, but something guided you. You may have had someone there who was really supportive. You may have just felt that there was a strength from the universe that was guiding you, and you managed to move away from the past and towards something new, which is really nice because we've got the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups, obviously, you know, wands or aces in tarot, a new start. Ace of Cups, generally speaking, is about emotions, usually love. It can also be about creative energy as well. So it may be that you left a terrible relationship, someone helped you and helped you to see that it was bad, and you was a bit sad about leaving it, but it was the right thing to do, and suddenly someone new's coming. Or it might be you felt a little bit lost in life and you found a new creative output that you're really passionate about. That's sort of your thing that's seen you through. And then we've got the Moon. So the Moon, again, is a little bit of a, you know, harking back to this card, it's a watery energy. It's a card of, you know, secrecy, of hidden feelings, things being hidden from you hiding things from the outside. So it may have been that, you know, although this new thing came in that you were really happy about, perhaps, you know, you were a little bit haunted almost by whatever this situation was, and you might have felt bad about it. You might have thought, you know, I've had the best opportunity, why do I still feel hung up on this past person or this past job or business venture that's failed? Like, there's some feeling very much that, although from the outside it may have looked like you've walked away from something, it may have looked like a new energy's coming, deep down you perhaps feel a little bit conflicted about it. Perhaps you feel, you know, not quite over this situation. So let's have a look at our present energies. So 3 cards for your present energy. So we've got Page of Wands, we've got the High Priestess, and we've got the Magician. Okay. So once again, we've got kind of creative energy here, but it's a little bit more healing. You know, the Ace of Cups can sometimes represent a new opportunity that comes in, whereas the Page of Wands is about, you know, imagination and creativity, but it's coming from you. So perhaps this didn't feel genuine to you. Perhaps you were given this opportunity, the Ace of Cups, someone guided you to it, but it wasn't your opportunity. You were grateful for it, but it wasn't yours. It wasn't something that you'd thought of, and you weren't fully passionate about it. So now we've got the Page of Wands coming in, which could be you, it could be somebody in your life, but it's a card of sort of youthful passion and enthusiasm, and just trying things and not being afraid to, you know, not be perfect. You're starting something from scratch and you're putting your all into it. You can see the energy on this card. It's so much different to the energy here. And it may be that you've kind of, you know, you started a new hobby, or you have got a creative passion, perhaps art or music or something, and you're kind of going down your own path now. But it's all about just giving yourself, you know, space to do that, and it's a really nice energy. Next up, we've got the High Priestess, which again is kind of similar to the moon in some ways. As you can see, she has got this little moon as well here. It's kind of similar in the sense that it's intuition, it's kind of looking inside yourself, and some of it may be a little bit secretive. It can be perceived as that sometimes, but it's more about being in tune with yourself. You know, it's a card of using your intuition to guide you and to heal you, and it can be a little bit introspective. It might be perhaps a case of you're on your own with this, but it's very much a card of growth and of healing, and really getting in touch with yourself, doing the work. And yeah, I get the sense, you know, from this past energy here, perhaps you have been a little bit down or hurt, and you kind of need to do a little bit of work for yourself. The Seven of Swords, suggests that you have been guided by an outwardly thing. It may have been the universe, it may have been somebody else. This is you saying, thanks, I'm going to take it from here. And finally, we've got the Magician, which is a card of basically having everything in you that you need to succeed. So whatever, you know, this endeavour is in the Page of Wands, this enthusiasm, this, you know, creativity and skills and trying things, everything's in you to succeed. You're doing the work, you're looking introspectively, and you're finding out you've got all this within you. So it's a really, really nice energy from kind of, you know, you've gone in the past energy, you know, someone's guided you, you've got any opportunity, but you've not felt healed, you've not felt quite right in it, and you've now in this role, you're doing the work, you're kind of recognising your own strength. And I'm not saying that you're not grateful for whatever it is that someone's done for you in the past, but this is you saying, you know, I've got it from here. So let's have a little look at the future. So future energy. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, got Justice, and we've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, so future energy looks pretty nice. You've got the Wheel, which basically signifies that all this work you've done here is kind of putting into play the universe basically guiding you now. You've chosen to do the work, so you're going to reap the rewards of that. The universe knows exactly what it is, where you're going. You've just got to trust. I think if you hark back to the moon, the imagery in the moon card is someone who's sort of very lost and they're sinking in the water. Whereas now, look at this figure, she's stood on top of these wheels and she's just embracing it. And it's all about knowing that regardless of what happens, everything's going to be great. And, you know, things happen for a reason, and you've just got to trust that. Sometimes you've got to trust that regardless of what happens, a situation is never going to stay the same. Cycles end and begin all the time, and you know, you can quite clearly see here that you've been in a cycle that had to end with the Seven of Swords, Six of Swords even. I can't remember that. So this is one cycle ending. You might not have been happy about it, you might not have been ready, but it had to end for whatever reason. And once you've kind of said, right, I'm going to accept that, I'm going to throw myself into something and be passionate about it, the universe is right, okay, this is what you're going to get in return. Next we've got Justice, which is kind of about obviously balance. You know, it can be about legal things and that kind of thing as well. But I get, like, in this instance, in this sort of spread, it's kind of just suggesting to me that this is karma. This is you saying, you know, you've been through some rough times, now you're going to get some good times. You know, everything, you know, happens for a reason, as we said with the wheel. But this is almost like saying the trouble that you've been to and the effort that you've put in, you're going to get some kind of reward for it. The universe has noticed, you know, perhaps you didn't deserve the situation you're in to start with as well, but the universe has noticed how much work you've done to turn it around and to help yourself, not just, you know, cope with the situation. You've actively gone out and looked within yourself and healed and said, you know what, I'm going to make something good of this, and you're going to get rewarded for it. And we've got the King of Pentacles coming in as the final card. This is very much a card of sort of material wealth, but also about security. It's about, you know, it's not about being, oh, I'm really, really rich and I'm going to get a really nice car and a massive house. It's about, I'm secure in what I've got, I'm comfortable, I'm looking after myself, I'm looking after those around me. You've achieved a level of success, whatever that might look like to you. You know, it could be an actual person as well. This is, you know, if it's going to represent an actual person, this is someone who is, you know, smashing life. They have worked hard, they've got, you know, a great family life, they've got a career, they're, you know, well read, they're educated, and, you know, it can also just be a sense of, you know, particularly in this role, which is sort of the future, this is sort of the card of what do you want in the future? What is the goal that you'd like to achieve? Like, what does success look like to you? Because this card does represent success, but obviously that's going to look different to everybody. So I'd say from this, you know, really get in mind what you want to happen, because the universe is making things happen. You're going to get your just rewards for doing the work. You know, you've gone through it, you've done the work, and the universe is going to reward you. You just need to kind of imagine what that end point looks like. What does comfort and security look like to you? It isn't a card of, you know, crazy lavish lifestyle. It's a card of contentment. So it's a really nice one to get here in that sort of the last position. And to be honest, it's quite a nice reading. You know, if you have been through a situation and you're now, you know, ready to put in the work to help yourself, this is what you're going to get out of it. The universe knows, and you're going to get some good things. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'm going to try and post daily little energy readings and weekly readings as well. I hope you have a great week.